Hi, do you know what will happen to real estate rentals starting July 1st, 2019 in Costa Rica? Well, the new IVA, Value Added Tax, will come into effect. My name is Miguel Rodríguez and I'm a real estate advisor for this country. I created this short video to explain what it is about. If you own homes, apartments, or other properties in Costa Rica, this information is of interest to you, as well as if you're a tenant. For that date, July 1st, your landlord must be registered as a taxpayer before the Ministry of Finance, Ministerio de Hacienda in our country, either as a natural or legal person. You can do that through the ministry website. On this date, you must also be affiliated with an online platform to issue to your digital invoice. The Ministry of Finance has a free system that can be used. However, there are other websites created for the same purpose, friendly to use and with low cost. And now comes the question: how do I know if this new IVA tax will affect my rentals? Well, I will explain it by mentioning three possible scenarios. Number 1, residential rentals with amounts less than 670,000 colones per month. Number 2, residential rentals with amounts greater than 670,000 colones per month. And number 3, commercial rentals. And I will explain them in more detail as follows. Number 1, residential rentals where the amount is less than 670,000 colones per month. If your rent falls within this range, IVA tax should not be applied. That is, the tenant is not going to be affected. However, you landlord will have to make the invoice in the digital platform that you have chosen and the monthly report to the Ministry of Finance. It must be done because it has made it clear that there are fines and that they would start at the 223,000 colones per month. Number 2, residential rentals with amounts greater than 670,000 colones per month. For this case, the landlord must add the IVA tax to the amount of the invoice, which corresponds to an additional 13%. For example, if you have a rental of 700,000 colones per month and add the 13%, which is equivalent to 91,000 colones, you will have a grand total to invoice of 791,000 colones. This difference must be assumed by the tenant entirely, and the landlord will be the collector of this 13%, and of course will have to deposit it to the Ministry of Finance. You landlord must do it, otherwise you will be affected by the fines we mentioned a moment ago. And finally, the number 3 that corresponds to commercial rentals. In this case, the situation is different. As a rule, all commercial real estate will be taxed at 13%, and the tenant must assume it. Again, the landlord will have to make sure to have it included in the invoice and report it to the ministry every month. The only exoneration that exists would apply to some micro and small companies that are registered as such before the corresponding Ministry of Economy or Agriculture. We cannot forget that for all the cases just mentioned, the landlord must make the closing every year before the Ministry of Finance and pay the corresponding income tax. Our real estate office can support you in the administration of your residential rentals, seeing issues from maintenance, search for good tenants, advice on taxes such as IVA, and other topics. Contact us to the email address or phone number listed below to give you more information, and let's talk to find out how we can help you. Have an excellent day.